Hi, happy Monday. Welcome to Menopause Chicks Mondays. My name is Shirley Weir. I'm the founder of Menopause Chicks and our popular private online community at menopausechickscommunity.com. And today I've got two really important messages. One is we are going to talk about this phrase, can't we just agree? And it was inspired by one of our members. So I'm going to get into that in a second. And then I have some really good news to share with you. I have a gift from our strategic partners at Pure Pharmacy. I have a $20 gift card for every member of our community for purepharmacy.com/menopause chicks. I'm going to talk about ways in which you can use that $20 gift card. It's a way to celebrate today, which is June 21st, the first day of summer, and possibly, a reset for you. It's the beginning of a new season. There's lots of reasons to be optimistic and lots of reasons to be putting our own names at the top of our to-do list. So let's get to it. Okay, first of all, this Wednesday, I am hosting a private conversation with Dr. Jen Gunter. Now, Dr. Jen Gunter, you may know, is an OBGYN. She's Twitter's gynecologist. She has a popular TED Talk. She has a popular podcast. She just released a new book called The Menopause Manifesto. If you sign up for the event this Wednesday, and the link will be below, you get the Audible version so you can walk and listen to the Menopause Manifesto. And here is the conversation about why today's Menopause Chicks Mondays is dedicated to can't we all just agree? So I follow a lot of thought leaders in the perimenopause and menopause space. Hopefully I follow them all, to be honest, because I see my job as being the curator of quality information so that you can feel empowered to navigate your own health, to get informed, and then to choose the journey that's right for you. Now, that's the phrase that's really important here. There isn't a magic wand. There isn't a one source that's right for everyone. There's only a journey or a source or a protocol that's right for you. And so just like there's no one way to parent our kids, there's no one way to manage our money, there's no one way to have, a thriving marriage, all of those things are very individualistic, and so is navigating women's midlife health. And so I got a message from one of our members who actually read Dr. Gunter's book, The Menopause Manifesto, and then posted a question. Dr. Gunter is saying this, but you say that, or a lot of your health experts that you have in the Menopause Chicks community don't agree. And I will admit that Dr. Gunter, she's quite bold and blunt. And I know she's trying to create change in this space. Women aren't the only ones who are frustrated with women's midlife health care, if you will. Many health practitioners are frustrated as well. They are concerned about the education they're getting or that they're not getting. They're concerned about the model in which they have to work, the structure. So while they would like to spend 30 or 60 or 90 minutes with you in their health appointments, many of them work within a model that only allows them to have 8 to 12 minutes with you. So that's frustrating. So I understand from the health professional's perspective. I also understand that many of them, all of them, are regulated by colleges, and they have folks that they need to be responsible to. They've taken certain oaths. All of these things are really important for us as consumers of health to understand and appreciate. So getting back to, do I agree with absolutely everything Dr. Gunter says? No. But many of the health professionals that I follow, I could say the same thing for, but do I agree with 98, 95, 99% of what they say? I mean, obviously, one of the first books that I dove into, and it's a heavy one, was with Dr. Christiane Northrup. You might have met Dr. Northrup via Oprah. You might have met her because for a long time, this was the only book on the bookshelf, whether it was at your bookstore or your local library, on this subject. And so recently, Dr. Northrup came out against vaccinations. And I have to say, I did not agree with a lot of the things that she was saying during the pandemic. So be it. Maybe we're not meant to agree with everyone. So does that mean I should negate the things that I learned from the wisdom of menopause? No, I think that as a health consumer, I need to take what was right for me from Dr. Northrup's teachings and apply that for my own journey. Another book that was really instrumental in forming a lot of my research was by Dr. Sarah Gottfried. And it's this book called The Hormone Cure. Dr. Gottfried is an OBGYN trained at Harvard, who has essentially called out Harvard University and how they train their medical professionals vis-a-vis women's health. And she is a hormone balance expert. But, the title of the book, Hormone Cure, hormones don't need to be cured. They're not broken. They need to be balanced. So we don't necessarily agree on that. And then Dr. Gottfried has gone on to write a lot of other books that are about diet and weight management. And that's not really my thing. So I take what works for me from this book, and I use the information and the research that she quotes, and I use it to form decisions for my own health. More recently, I devoured Estrogen Matters by Dr. Blooming and Carol Tavris. It's an excellent book at explaining the fallout of hormone therapy as it is today. 30 years later, we're still trying to sort out all of the questions, the myths and misconceptions about hormone therapy. But there's one thing in this book that I don't necessarily agree with, and that's okay. And so that's the same line of thinking or philosophy, if you will, that I want us to bring to the words that Dr. Gunter is talking about. She is a practicing OBGYN in Southern California. It's important for members of our community to understand that, in Canada, we see our family physicians for primary care. So the same doctor, typically, if we have the flu, we'll do our pap test or our breast exam on an annual basis, where in the States, it's gynecologists who are providing that line of primary care for women. And Dr. Gunter, being born in Canada and now practicing in the US, she understands the nuances on both sides of the border. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about and why I think it's really important to host this event on Wednesday. It's called Ask a Gynecologist. I mean, how often do you have 60 to 90 minutes with OBGYN where you can ask all of your gynecological questions, from heavy bleeding, fibroids, and a subject that we really need to dive deeper with in the Menopause Chicks community is hysterectomies. It's one of the top surgeries both in Canada and the US. And, are women prepared for when they are, a hysterectomy is recommended? Are they given the right tools so that they can navigate that surgery before, during, and after? After being really important, because we know that so many women come out of hysterectomies unprepared for the hormone balance challenges that they may experience. So I hope you can join us on Wednesday, June 23rd. Dr. Jen Gunter, your ticket includes the Audible copy of her new book, which is a bestseller, the Menopause Manifesto. So sign up for that. And just remember that you are likely not going to agree 100% with every health team member that you encounter, but that's okay. What's really important is that you have conversations about those points that either require clarity or confirmation, or that you just agree to disagree, because you are the expert in your own health. Okay, now I want to tell you about something that's really exciting for summer 2021. Happy June 21st, everyone. Starting today, every member of the Menopause Chicks community is receiving a $20 gift card to go shopping at purepharmacy.com/menopause chicks. So that means, and there is a minimum order of $150 Canadian or 170 US if you want to get free shipping to the US. So I put together a couple of examples. So for $151 Canadian, and then you'd get $20 off of that. You could get the medium size vaginal moisturizer. So the 60 grams, it would last you 2 to 3 to 4 months, depending on how often you use it. Most of our members are using it daily to start. So if you haven't tried it yet, it's a good idea to start off using it daily, but then know that as dryness improves, many of our members are tapering back to every other day. You could add in the Good Clean Love lubricant, because you do need both a moisturizer and a lubricant. I use Good Clean Love because it's pH balanced, and lubricant manufacturers are not required to put the pH level on their products. So it's really good to, save you going from a lot of websites or making phone calls to inquire to just purchase Good Clean Love, which is already, it won't change, it's pH balanced. It won't change the pH level of your vagina when you use it. So moisturize, remember, is an investment in your vaginal health, and lubricant is for pleasure and fun. And then the other product, which I'll include a photo below, but we haven't talked a lot about it yet. So if you're familiar with the guides that are in our community, the vitamin aisle, we generally speak to iron quite a bit, magnesium, as you know, super important because most North Americans are deficient in magnesium. We talk about omega-3s for women's brain health and for warding off Alzheimer's and for so many other reasons. And then vitamin D, of course. But Bob Mayer, the pharmacist, the CEO of Pure Pharmacy, he has also created a bone formula, and that's $46.99. So it's a great product to put in with these two purchases. And the bone formula, we have to invite a pharmacist onto the community to do an episode of the Vitamin Aisle with us. But it's super, super important for you and for all the women you love to realize and understand that 1 in 2 of us, 50% of women, are going to break a bone due to osteoporosis. So whatever we can do in terms of an investment in preventing that is really, really important. And I'm not talking about, and I don't want to minimize breaking bones, but you might think, oh, if I break my wrist, it'll be fine. Or I broke my wrist as a kid, it'll be fine. It heals, it's inconvenient, whatever. No, really, what we're talking about, and I was speaking with a member the other day who told me her mother-in-law was super active. She was vibrant. She was enjoying life. I forget her age exactly, but all of this happened up until she fell and she broke her pelvis. And the fall was something that was just it wasn't because she wasn't being careful. It was just, It involved a dog and tripping on a curb and just a really, really unfortunate accident. And then what happened when she broke her pelvis was she was bedridden and dementia set in. And it's not saying she wouldn't have gotten dementia otherwise, but it's just this dramatic, very, very rapid decline in health. And if we can back those steps up and do whatever we can today, strength training, progesterone. There's a great video with Dr. Jerry Lynn Pryor on my YouTube channel about the importance of progesterone and investing in our bone health, and taking a supplement that has vitamin D and calcium and vitamin K, and knowing that vitamin D helps our bodies absorb the calcium that we're taking, that it's like putting money in the bank for our retirement. It's really an investment in our bones. So, I'm not the expert on that. I will invite a pharmacist from Pure Pharmacy to come and to talk to us about that as an episode for the vitamin aisle. But check out the bundle that I've assembled below, because it's a great way for you to use your $20 gift card and to kick off summer. And so I hope you're having a great Monday. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you soon.